Hello and welcome back to SpriteGuard Plays HyperRogue. It's a new beginning. I have decided to go for a reset since it has been so long. I don't know if this is going to be the beginning of a really consistent new series. I would like it to be, but I have kind of a history of flakiness. And past performance does not guarantee future results, but I can make no promises that I won't flake out again. So we'll see, because I do love this game, I do love this channel. I needed to take a break, and I'm glad that I did, and things have stabilized a bit. Things are still kind of messy in my life, but I feel like they're stable enough that I can take this on. Let's go for 25 treasures here, just because the Orb of Flesh is very useful and 25 treasures is pretty fun. So for today, I want to make this a new start, and we're actually on a new version, 10.2e. As far as I know, there's no changes in the classic mode, but there are some new modes that I don't know if I'm going to look at them on this channel, just because I want to take things really simply starting out. I want to be, really straightforward, do the things that I want to do, and not worry too much about doing things, in whatever way that I think is right or proper, just doing things the way that I want. Now, we are going to be doing a little bit of a challenge. I want to stay out of the crossroads and see how far we can get without ever going into the crossroads, because that is actually the way that the game is designed, is to not... it's designed to not hug walls, and primarily to be played lost out in the wilderness like this. And it's a really delightful, far-ranging exploration game, and I want to kind of get back to playing it as such, because that really is what I love about it. And I have let a certain kind of laziness dictate a lot of what I have done, because I have been kind of taking things... I've been taking the easy way, even when it's not the most fun way. And there are reasons for that. Some of them are pretty good reasons, doing this as, something where I'm talking and trying to be somewhat entertaining and trying to keep a run going for a while. That's actually usually... Let's see, we can do this, yeah. That's usually, a pretty safe way of doing it. And so that's kind of what had motivated that. But it's also, it led me into some unfortunate situations, especially with the Orb strategy run. I ended up kind of painting myself into a corner because of that, and making things, in some cases, a lot harder for myself than they needed to be. And so we're going to try and play this in the way that is, I think, actually the most fun, and not worry about how long things go, not worry about, oh dear, I've already taken too many treasures. So let's look for a way out, see what we can find. Here's a hunting ground. Hunting ground is, I found it pretty challenging, but also pretty interesting last time. It starts out very simple and gets quite a lot harder. So we may need to take things a little simply. Now, I made a mistake there where I actually did not step in the right direction, and that was a little bit costly. There again, I did it. So I need to kind of calm down a little bit and pay more attention. So here, you know, I want to step into the heptagon, and then I want to step into one of the correct spaces, and then we can clean up here. Now, the mopping up is going to become a lot more difficult as we approach 10 treasures. So we need to pay a lot of attention to where those other dogs are. And just like that, there we go. And so I want to find treasures that are not too close to other treasures. I think this is the way to go. Just so that we have... Oh dear. Why are they all suddenly running away? I've never seen that before. That was very strange and very, very surprising, but also I think really interesting. So let's see, we have 3 here, and they can all get to us in 1 step. And there they go. They run away again. Huh. So here we just want to find a straight line out of that ring, and there they go. So it seems like once you escape the ring, they're running away now. Alright, so we want to bend away from that dog. And there it goes. Yeah, that seems like it's what's happening now. And this will be our 10th treasure. And we've got a nice line of escape right here. And there they go. So here we go, into the Living Fjord now. Living Fjord, I don't actually like to get treasure from here until we have done the ocean a little bit more. And so I'm going to head straight out into the ocean, and we will see what we can see. We have a warped coast over here. Let's check that out. Warped coast is an area that I don't spend a ton of time in because it is... Let's see. Alright, so this will sync up nicely. There we go. It's a tricky land, and it's one that is actually really slow to complete. Especially since you often have to retreat to shore. And both of these guys are on the same color tile. There we go. Oh, I don't know why I was trying to step into the sea there. So, do we really only have 4 treasures from here? Yeah, as I was saying, it's a very slow land. But it looks like we're picking up speed now. Looks like we should head back to shore. Oh dear. This is trouble. Not too much trouble, though. Alright. So we have gotten out of that trouble. And unfortunately, we cannot reach that boat. Let's see, this guy's already on the correct parity. This one is as well. So now we have to kind of go along the shore and find a boat that is in the right place for us. Let's see, so this guy we can hit, and then this guy. But that'll put... oh, no, we can hit that guy too. And here is a boat that we can get back into the water from, but we still need to fight these guys off. And that'll be our last treasure right there. And that's taken us right into the Caribbean. Now, I actually want to find my way back to shore at this point. And the reason I want to do that is because we don't yet have a way of saving. And so let's try and get back into this icy land and then look for a border with the land of eternal motion. And we can pick up some flash along the way. So that's, I think, the one place where I'll make an exception to the crossroads rule, is if we really need to get into a particular land, like here, we need to save. And so I will allow myself to head into the crossroads to save the game, but we are going to get 25 treasures right here. Just to make sure that we are able to save even when we are not in the crossroads. And so that way the challenge to avoid the crossroads as much as possible will be much more possible. So it shouldn't take us that long to gather up 25 treasures. This is, in my opinion, one of the easiest lands, once you kind of understand the basic tactics of going in straight lines and finding that line of escape where the fewest dogs are. So yeah, we only need 5 more. So that shouldn't be too hard to get. Though we have a flying enemy after us, which I did not notice until just now. So that's a big problem. That's a really big problem. It's going to really constrain what we can do while we're here. And so we absolutely need to find an orb of safety or an orb of flash as soon as possible. And both should be spawning here. So we're just getting a little bit unlucky that we're not finding it. It also might be, an element of observation. We cannot get into that crossroads. We cannot get to that orb of safety because of where the gargoyle is. And so we're just kind of in a sticky situation without a lot of options for how to get out of it. One thing I didn't think of that we can do is we can just step onto solid ground. Once again, we can't quite get to that orb of safety. That is really frustrating. So for instance here, we can step onto some solid ground and fight these guys off. There we go. And now we can head into the crossroads to save. I'm going to allow myself that. And there we go. So hopefully I will see you before too long. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.